Hey guys, welcome back to Mad DIY. Today we're going to cover a video on why you might have these loud pipes that are rattling. As you can see, here is the issue for my loud pipes. This darn thing, and I'm going to show you how to fix it. What is up guys? Welcome back to Mad DIY. Today we're going to cover how to fix those loud pipes, and we're going to show you there's two reasons for it. There's two main reasons that can actually cause this. Now this is a little bit difficult for me because we're actually doing a voiceover, but I want you to kind of pay attention to the scenario after you lift the lid from your toilet there. See the little device on the right there that I'm pointing to? This here may be screwed on too tightly. If this one is screwed on too tightly, you just simply want to unscrew it because it'll cause that dip, which will cause the water to keep running, which will also cause that loud rattling pipe. So just see how I did that? I just simply unscrewed it there at the very end. And what this is going to allow is that flotation device to lift up even higher in the water, which will actually cause the flow to stop. Now, it could also be the reverse mechanism. It could be up too high, meaning screwed off near the tip, which is going to cause that little flotation device to bump up against the lid, which will not allow enough water into the toilet, which is going to keep it constantly running. And you're going to hear these loud rattling pipes. We lived in this house for over a year, and for the life of me, I couldn't figure out what the heck was causing all these pipes to rattle. I mean, this toilet is downstairs, and we have 2 levels to our house. And I could hear pipes rattling all the way up in the attic. I remember one time me and my brother got up in the attic, and we're trying to figure out what's going on because the pipes are rattling all over the place. Even if I was in the garage, the water heater would be rattling, and we had no idea this was just a really simple fix. So without calling a plumber out and spending a fortune, this here can actually save you a ton of money. So first of all, you want to check that flotation device to make sure it's not screwed on too tightly, meaning the water is going to constantly run in, or you want to make sure it's not screwed off at the very tip there, causing it to bump up against the top. So make sure you double check that. Okay guys, here I am being a little silly with my little GoPro on my head there. But let's get to the toilet that was causing a problem. Even the one upstairs, we have three bathrooms, total bathrooms in the house. But you want to get to the toilet that's causing a problem and turn that little device off at the bottom there. You want to twist that off. I think it's, what is it, lefty, tighty, righty, well, I can't even think what it is. Lefty, loosey, righty, tighty. So turn it all the way to the right. I don't know. You'll figure it out. Just turn the thing off. Once you turn it off, you want to get inside there. Of course, I flushed to drain the water out of the container there. You want to simply take this device here, unscrew it off completely. After you get this guy off, you want to just go ahead and set it to the side. We're just kind of disassembling the inside of the toilet, which really isn't that hard. I didn't even watch a YouTube video for this. I mean, it was kind of like common sense there. I mean, I kind of always wing it until I get water flowing everywhere or fire or whatever, you know, depending on what project I'm doing. But this is really simple. Just simply unscrew that, and here the little device, this is where the water flows actually into the toilet. So that's why it's important to cut off that little valve in the beginning that I was telling you. If not, the water's just going to constantly run. So you just simply unscrew that device there. That's where the water flows out right there and pours inside. Make sure you don't lose the little tip on top there. Just kind of set it to the side there and get it out of the way. Okay. After you make sure that's on there, you want to just simply grab this little plastic valve that sits on top of your toilet and see, once you pull this up, that's the problem. It doesn't flush there, and that causes your water to constantly run. That little black tip there at the bottom will cost you hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a plumber to come out to fix. It's that simple. This piece of crap right here. This piece of crap right here is only going to cost you like $1.25 at Home Depot. This little piece of crap had my pipes rattling for a whole year in this damn house, and it took me this long to figure it out. I can't believe it. Now, before you go out and spend those 124 pennies at Home Depot, you might want to see if you could just simply reseat it around the valve there at the bottom. What happened before on the toilet upstairs, this little device actually just came up. I just simply pushed it back down. But see, it stretches to a certain extent, a certain limit. So the more that this comes off, it's going to kind of stretch out of place, and it's not going to fit securely on there. So I'm just checking because this is the first time I actually tried to fix this toilet. I wanted to see if it was going to sit on properly and pop everything in place. But I'll give you a heads up, that didn't work. All right, I'm back. I had to go run to Home Depot, had to get a little fresh there. No, I have no idea what I'm doing in the mirror, but Yeah, sometimes I look back at these recordings like, what the hell was I just doing there? I don't know. But anyway, here's what I got from Home Depot. This cost me $1.24. It's made by Everbolt. It's gonna be in your toilet aisle. It's gonna be hanging up there on the side shelf. You can get this. It comes in various different sizes, but as you see, this is the particular model that I got. And this one here is actually a lot thicker than the other. See, in comparison, well, maybe it wasn't originally, and this toilet had been sitting here since his house had been built, and it just kind of shrunk with all the water flow that was going in there. But as you can see, the newer one is thicker, and it's also going to be tighter. Hey, we like it tight. Put it on there tight, and the water won't seep through. You won't get those loud pipes anymore. Let me get these wedding rings off, and let's get started. It's very simple, very easy. You can read the instructions if you want. I really don't follow the instructions. It just kind of tells you how to place it on there. I'm just simply going to pop the thing back on the way it came off. Same concept. It just simply slides on there. You see the little black ring at the bottom there. You want to put it on the first row. Very simple, very easy, just like that. Line it up. Make sure everything snaps into place just like that. It's really, really simple. And after that, we're going to simply put our components back together. All right, that was the thumbs up. So now we're grabbing the next piece there that we had took off. We're just going in reverse order from the way we took it off. We're just simply going to slide this guy back down. This is the device there that you want it to sit nicely. This is what's causing the flow because of that little ring that we had on there. It wasn't sitting properly in place. The other one possibly just stretched out of its limits or its capacity. I'm going to simply test it really quick with the water flow, have it go inside to make sure it doesn't seep out. So you want to do this also before you screw everything in place, because just sitting on top of that ring there, everything should sit nicely, meaning that water shouldn't drain out. If the water is constantly draining, then you might need to readjust the little circle valve that you put on there, or you may have to get another valve. That may not be the issue. Usually if your pipes are rattling, it's going to be one or two things. See, I'm kind of just doing a little cheat here. I'm just lifting that device up. That's where my flotation device would have been. I'm not going to let the toilet fill up with water. I just want to kind of stop it just to make sure it wasn't seeping out. Now I'm kind of just lifting the valve up and down just to make sure that flow is going to work properly when you take a poo and you got to flush it, to make sure it's not going to constantly rattle. So far it looks like there was a little seepage there. So the only thing you want to do, if there is just simply raise that valve up. There's like 3 different rings. So to me, it's 3 different settings, but that's not the case. So I had it on the center. So this case, I'm just simply going to raise it up to the end there. It'll still fit securely. You may have to do this. So if you spend your $1.24 and it still doesn't work, you just may have to raise that up. It still should fit securely on there. So I'm doing my second test run through here, and this one did run through successfully. Okay, here I'm actually assembling and putting it back together, but since I didn't run the water out, my beautiful wife was just walking by. I said, "Sweetie, hey, you mind just sticking your hand in the toilet here and just hold that for me while I screw this on?" You don't have to do that. It doesn't really require another set of hands. But since she was there and since the toilet was already full of water, I was like, "Sweetie, please just hold this little lever up while I screw this guy back together." So I'm simply screwing where the water intake goes inside into the valve. I don't know why it's on my crotch there, but you can just simply screw this back on there. The water is on, so it's running through. So instead of me turning that little knob at the very beginning that I told you about, I just had her hold that up so the water would flow. Now, this is important. You want to get this device on there, because if you don't put this back on there, that toilet is going to overflow. And if you're on the second floor, you're going to make a nice little puddle on that first floor. So make sure you screw this device on, and make sure, when I told you before, the first issue that it could possibly be, you could run into this problem even replacing that valve. So you don't want to screw it on too tight. You don't want to screw this on too little. You want to test it out. Make sure you should have a little ring around that toilet from where that water has been sitting, where it should be sitting. You want to make sure that water level is up to that same amount. So screw it in place. You might have to try this a few times, but once you get this, you are good to go. Hey, one other thing I want to tell you, even if you screw it in and for some reason it just, oh, there's my dog back there. I don't know why she likes to hang out behind the toilet. You just seen her. But anyway, if for some reason this still doesn't work, that knob is like aluminum. The little lever that I'm screwing in, you can actually bend that. See, if you notice, mine is already bent a little bit. So that was kind of like my cheat. I just simply bent it, and it worked perfect because I couldn't get it. I got tired of screwing the thing on, off, on, off, on, off. I just bend it. It sits in place. It's good to go, folks. I hope this video does you guys justice. I hope this saves you a lot of money. If you're trying to figure out what that rattling is, this might be the cause. This might be the case might be one or two things. Like I said before, it could be that little valve that I replaced for $1.24, or it could be this little flotation device that's simply screwed in too far or not screwed in far enough. Did I say that the right way? I don't know. I'm doing a voiceover, but you get my point. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Mad DIY. Catch us on the next video. We got some really, really cool things coming your way. I appreciate the support. Appreciate the subscribers. Stay in contact. Stay with us. Peace.